Welcome, welcome, welcome. I apologize for the pre-roll silence. Nah. I have been under strict instructions, among other things, to not open the game except to set graphics settings and things like that. So, no pre-roll music. What can you do? In any case, I'll also probably unmute my desktop audio. Don't want to start it up and have no volume for you guys. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I've had a very interesting day. Stage to my vacation was interesting. It's best summed up as, well, that didn't go as planned. Vacation. I think I'm a little far from my mic, and I'm trying to knock over my backdrop. Nah. It's been it. Now I can't. Oh my god. You guys see exactly how put together I am today. So, nah, we're having an interesting time here. Let me see, really quickly, we've got a few announcements. By the way, welcome on in, Dinsdale, MQ. Oh, yeah! My Tea Turtle order came in. Not to suddenly have this turn into, titty stream, but it's, adopt a porg. Stage and I took advantage of a Tea Turtle sale recently, and half off was pretty. It was just about the right point. Saw this one and had to have it. So now we've let me think, words, things, and stuff. So today we're going to be starting off The Witness, but before we get to that, I just want to hit a couple of announcements real quick. First of all, I mentioned last week that I was getting charity stuff set up. It is confirmed. I'm going to be doing my first La Mulana 1 randomizer run, or at least part 1 of it, during Castor Die's Extra Life Relay, which is going to be taking place on, let's see, it's 1 a.m. Eastern on November 3rd to 4 p.m. Eastern on November 4th. Yes. Oh, and there's a bonus hour in there because, hey, daylight saving time exists. I'm completely convinced that Extra Life plans it so that there's always an extra hour in any events that anyone is doing. So, anywho, we've got that. On Wednesday, we're going to have some La Mulana 2 again. It's a lot of hours. To be fair, I'm only 4 hours of it. Now, so my run in particular is going to be from 5 to 9 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, November 3rd. So that's part of why I'm saying it's going to be part 1 of the randomizer. Given that some of the folks who know the rando and do it fairly frequently still take 5 hours, there's no way I'm finishing it in that time. So we will do part 2 as a Friday stream following it. Welcome on in, Infamous, and yup, Extra Life hype. Now, we've got some donation incentive stuff that we'll be unveiling a little later on. I can tease something. So, basically what we're going to do with the Extra Life thing, by the way, is there's going to be 3 donation things going on. We're going to have the randomizer conditions being set, which is donations that happen prior to the run. We're also going to have some things that you guys can do to mess with me during the run. And we also have a pun contest. I know that none of you whatsoever are going to be interested in the pun contest. No one. Nope. Now, so, additionally, from Wednesday, start of stream, through the Friday, the end of stream Friday, before the Extra Life stream, all bits that are thrown at the channel are going to be contributed towards Extra Life. 0%. No enjoyment whatsoever. So, what we're going to do is donation messages that contribute to my goals or that are made during my run in the Extra Life Relay. You guys, I challenge you to come up with your best, worst puns possible for them. Um, what I'm going to do over the course of this, 2 week or so period is the best donation message puns. I'm going to select a few of them, and then we're going to vote on them as a community, and the winner is going to get an awesome Steam key for a game from a list that I have. You're also going to get here's the problem. I know that the moment I say that, someone gets the title of, the official channel pundit or, pun master, someone's going to come up with a better damn title. But in any case, the title of channel pun master is up for grabs. So yes, this also means that bit messages that are that come up in the lead up to the event will also count. The Punisher. Oh, that might actually be it. Especially with the amount of groans that are going to be going around. Welcome on in, McNico. You heard about puns? As soon as you got in here, does this mean that you are in the right place or the wrong place, though? Nah, so we're gonna have a good time with that. Let me see. Words, things, stuff. Right place, totally right place. We do nothing at all with puns here. Not in a million years. Some of the, just so you guys know, some of the things that we have set up as some of the goals going into the rando settings that you can set. Whether I start with the Grail or not. All chests looking like coin chests and randomized coin chests. Randomizing the Hell Temple reward. Making me learn glitches. But in particular, I have to learn them and execute them without breaking rando logic. Randomizing the Hell Temple shop. Having harder bosses. Possibly even, if you guys are really sadistic, randomizing Dracuit's item. We're also going to have the back and forth, what my starting weapon is going to be. So that's going to be you can use your donations to vote for each of those. And also item placement during the run. So, yes, so long as it doesn't break logic, you can do something obnoxious, like put some really important item behind a really obnoxious boss. You can also troll me by giving me a million maps at the start. Whatever. Temperature puns are your hot topic especially, so please try to keep your... I see how it is. Yep, you're gonna do just fine here. So, as I said, we're gonna be posting details on that probably tonight in my Discord. I'm gonna be dropping that everyone tag and posting full details, including the pseudo-legalese that's needed on some of these. Welcome on in, JM. I see how it is. What? I'm just warming up. This is gonna be a good day. So, oh, and Friday we're gonna be starting, I need to de-rust for La Mulana 1. Because especially given how different the movement is between La Mulana 1 and 2, I really need to practice on that. And some parts of La Mulana 1 from the blind were done like not over a year, almost a year ago. So, I get to go back and, see exactly how true it is that, I can remember things if they're written down. Why not the Dinsdale! Nah, so, guys, I've dropped, 2 everyone tags in the existence of the server. And I try and give you guys a heads up when to expect them. So, you're gonna take this everyone tag and you're gonna like it. Puns and puzzles, you're in heaven? Yep, that's pretty good summary of... Oh, dang it. You vote giving me an important item up front to help me out. Because you're nice like that. Dang it. Infamous. Would I like a riddle? Possibly. I know that in a sec we're gonna have to kick into gear because, I'm streaming a game on Twitch. Theoretically, I should be, streaming a game. Normally, like puzzle games, but The Witness is where you draw the line. Also, just a heads up, since we have some new folks kicking around in chat. So, one of the things with this channel, if blind is in the title, that means no spoilers, theories, speculations, etc. in chat. Now, sometimes we get some fun facts after I've solved things, but generally, it is a no spoilers and stuff. That said, there is a channel in my Discord that is explicitly for this. Kitty is a bot, let's see. Right, I forgot that I had that command. I need to add another command or two. So I think there is a command and I forget what it is. In any case, there are links to my Discord scattered throughout my panels, and yeah, Kitty is a bot dropped a invite link recently. So yeah, you gotta be careful on stuff. We're generally pretty chill here. It's just this is one thing that we definitely draw the line on. So the reason why the Grail is... So I will spoil the emote. The Grail incentive is like a $25 incentive. That said, basically it comes down to just trying not to have it be super tedious for folks. I'm all for trying Grailless runs at some point, but for the first one, we're gonna ease into it. So we can do stories and walls of text. So without further ado, I need to switch my scenes and start up the darn game. I've literally only been allowed to set my graphics settings. Right, what do we call it? The disclaimer. As with every blind run, I start with a disclaimer of exactly what I know about the game. I know that The Witness has puzzles. I know that it's come highly recommended. And I know that I'm not allowed to start it until I'm on stream. So, let's see. Let's take a look at what you got, Nico. So, two women, Eve and Amy, sit at a table. After a bit of casual chit-chat, Amy writes on a piece of paper and says, I wrote 5 words. It is a true statement, but I bet you $5 that you will read a false statement. Eve accepts the bet and reads the paper. She loses and pays Amy the $5, but Amy did not lie. The phrase was not based on the person who wrote it or the wording Amy uses, and later, if Eve wrote the same 5 words and made the bet to someone, Eve would have won. What was written on the paper? Ooh. Let me save that one. Snag that. I will continue thinking on that. Yeah, that's sort of what I was working around to, Dinsdale. But it's not based on the person who wrote it or the wording used. Like, that's the reflexive, obvious answer. You did not read this would be based on the person who read it, but not the person who wrote it. So, you did not read this. That one works. No, it doesn't work. You have not read this? You have not read this. You have not read this would mean that the individual who writes it is fine, and it is, yep. So when the individual writes it, it is true. But then the moment the other person reads it, it becomes false. I like that one. We're gonna have to drop that one on stage later. In any case, without further ado, I'm opening this damn game. We're gonna start. Also, I just realized I don't even know if I should be playing this on a controller or on, like, mouse and keyboard. This is how little I know. Only one person read this? Ah. Okay, so mouse. Cool. Thank you, guys. It's asking me quality options again. And... okay. Okay. So we have... camera, this is gonna get great. Let me tweak this a sec. I've gotten so used to using controller that I haven't bothered checking my mouse keyboard setup in a while. And, well, my mic's pop filter was resting on my arm. Okay. How are we on volume? Hey, welcome on in, Seer. Nico, MQ is the main person you're gonna want to DM. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we drag things. Okay. One sec. Doing one thing. It. Okay, no, that's fine. Okay, so we enter the draw things mode. Is it really doing that? I thought I had that fixed earlier. There we go. And yes, generally, when in doubt, assume it's a spoiler if you have to ask. Cool. So now we're going here. Okay. So... okay, so it wants you to start at a bulb. Okay. Gotta click left. So left click to start, and to stop it. Backing out is a right click. Yeah, I'm gonna like this game. This is pretty. There's a thingy over there. This is pretty. Okay, so we have a door thing there. There's boards on the ground. Ah. Puzzle sequence? Yeet. Puzzle sequence. So we have a cable coming here. Ah. Okay, so hard-ended ones don't work. Let's see if it's... why are the extra paths there? Okay. No problem. Do what you need to do. So we have a... cool. It's... suppose there's a run. Yeah, there's a run. get to this. Oh, hi. Let's see. We're gonna have to get back here. Come on. We have a cool magical glowy door. Whoa. Oh! Locks. Okay, so let's trace cables back. Oh. Okay. Here's one. So we have 2 starting points. Why? Okay. There's broken connections in different spots. Let's... no, brain. That doesn't get there. It won't let me pass those. Huh. Let's see. Oh. Am I just silly? Yeah, I'm just silly. It's hard to read the flow on this one. Let's follow... That's another lock. Ow. That goes down. Okay, so we have a way back here. Hey! So we have multiple possible ends, but I think we have workable path here, unless I'm completely off my rocker. Boom. Oh, wait. Is this a switch? Oh! This is a switch, ain't it? Because there's 2 endpoints that you can get to. Yeah, those are switches! So, hold up. We're just gonna make sure that I remember there's a, switch in, back, yellow, rose, start. There's a switch. And not one made by Nintendo. Okay, so this is cool. Let's do this. Hey! You were weak? What'd you do? What'd you do? You pre-ordered the Let's Go Pikachu Special Edition Switch? To be fair, I'm tempted. There's a thingy up there. I'm kind of tempted to just... Does this stay open if I switch the switch? Brain. Hey, no. Okay. Well, we're gonna see if it stayed open. You're so excited to play this game. Y'all have been mentioning it for a while, and even though I knew nothing walking in, your hype has been, like, giving me energy. And even just, like, 5 minutes into this, 10 minutes in, whatever the heck I am, I'm loving this. The only trick is I'm just really bad usually with mouse camera movement. I have a knack for getting very disoriented. First person stuff is a trick for me. So we have garden stuff. An area off this way. What's this? What? There's 3 possible ending spots. Can't cross your own path. Huh. We have 3 these weird intersections. We've got a bunch of these spots in here that you can't enclose them because you can't cross your path. And there's some of these black marks that are in the path. Let's just see. That's a different gray. Do you have to, like, get rid of the gray spots? It fades a sec. Or at least it looked like it did. Okay, so no, it's just using that to show you which you've gone through. I have no idea what to make of this yet. We're gonna take a look at some of the other stuff so that we don't get caught up in one particular thing, but there is a, I'm gonna guess that's some sort of combination lock. So we're gonna call that a combo lock. Let's keep running around this way. We have some other sequences of puzzles. This is pretty. Oh, hi. Combo wombo. Wombo combo. Oh, man. The term that needs to see more use. So part of what I'm doing right now is trying to just get some general recon going. I don't want to start, like, completely futzing things up without having a sense for what's going on. And hi, there's a silhouette. Hi, me! Hi, me! Sorry. So, hold up. So we have an area that's under here. I don't know if we can jump down there, and I don't know that I want to. Awareness. I need to steal that term. So usually I have much more clever stream titles. I think that I'm gonna be stealing a variant of that for either a stream title or the renaming of this entry when it gets put in the YouTube archive. So shout out to JMSR. So I have no idea if I can go in there, and I have no idea if I should. JM is fine. Duly noted. So, okay, so it won't let me in. That's probably a good thing. Because, heaven knows I'm gonna tear up the place. There's cherry trees and stuff. So we have different areas, it seems. Oh! Whoop. What does it want? Pass through! Okay. It's pass-throughs. Hold up. Gotta do this differently. Yeah, cool. Gotta reroute this one. This is one... There's too many bad jokes that can be made about this. I'm very glad suddenly that Staged is not around. What are we gonna run into as issues here? I have to pass through there and there, but I can't wall things off. So what happens if we route around? Like, no, because that's gonna block that off. Hold up. How do we do this? So we have to pass through there, 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 and there, and there. This would be the easy thought for how to section that off. Okay, so was I just being silly? Yes, I was just being silly. Got it. Let's see. Got this? No, I'm running into the same thing. I'm seeing the first thing that I need to separate and immediately pursuing that. What if we do this? Loop around to section that off. I like how they're teaching this. I can also hear a kitten snoring, I think. Yes, I can hear a kitten snoring. So... I don't have to take that loop, so the middle of the loop is going to be how we incorporate this. Aw! Welcome on in, Sketch. And thank you so much. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm loving this way of teaching. So hold up. Question is whether there's a combined rule that I'm gonna have to follow. Because we found that one door. Let's see what this has to offer. This looks like another teaching setup. Yep. So what does this say? Pass through? Well, that didn't teach me. It looks like it's probably a pass through. Taking a Monster Hunter break. Today's game was really good and actually slightly relevant to the month unintentionally. Sounds good. I know, I need to get back to Monster Hunter. I've been on a little bit of a break from that myself. Not in the streaming sense, but in the casual playing sense. But now we're just starting the Witness. I am loving this. Yeah, we have to pass through all these spots. Nah, it's been fun. Let me see. So if I go up, then around, then, yep. Then this will work. Because you reflexively want to go through the 2 nodes there. You're not familiar with this game at all? I wasn't either until the start of stream. I've been hearing great things about it from people. Mostly just that I shouldn't look at anything and that I should just play it. Oh, so these are starting points. Nah, so far it's been really fun. So we have 2 starting points available. What game were you playing? Sketch noting that I might enjoy the game that he just did. It's free on Steam. It's super short for a quick single stream. Sounds like the perfect sort of thing as a palate cleanser between some of the stuff that we usually wind up doing. So let's see. We have 2 starting nodes. I don't know whether it's probably going to have us pick one or the other. Writing it down. Chimera, destroy all monster girls. Duly noted. Okay. So this is just giving the option for different starting points. It's really bloody cute and really good. And worse, welcome on in. You hope witnessing doesn't give me motion sickness. It tends to more than most first-person games. I just get disoriented. Motion sickness I have never had a problem with. My little brother, on the other hand. No, I've never had a problem with motion sickness as a whole, but you might go achievement hunting. Definitely take a note of it then. So I don't suppose it lets me... Yeah, can't cross path. Doesn't care if I link things. So we need... So if we try to start here and go this way, and circle around, we then wind up with this problem. These 2 have to be done in a loop, which means that we're going to have to approach this from down here. It also means that we can't start here. Which means that necessarily we have to do that. This is mostly an audio-only stream for that reason for you. Yeah, and the way I control cameras is probably not friendly for you. Yeah. But no, I got you worse. It's no problem. The only other thing I'm thinking is if turning quality options down might not help you. Because if it's at least less clear. So we have 3 possible starts, 1 terminal. So let's see. What is required? We have to do the pass through there. We have to catch these in the same arc. At least that's what it's suggesting to me. We have to pass... I could do that. I'll pass through there, so if we... Gotta be careful of that. This is a not immediately obvious one. Unless I'm just being stupid. Oh no, I'm just being... We have to loop it around this way, make sure that we approach correctly. You also got a new keyboard? Yo! Oop. Okay, spacebar also toggles. Let me see. Where's the thingy? There's the thingy. Do we know the rules necessary for this now? Yes. So I have to bisect... Or I have to pass between all of the divisions between the white and black stuff, which means that we have to go there, and there, 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 and there. We also have to pass through all of those. So We can't start here, because if we start here, we can't pass through those. Step up from the huge, gross, broken membrane keyboard you were using. For what it's worth, my keyboard that I've been using for over a year now was $3 at a thrift store. It's some random Dell keyboard. We also have the option of multiple terminal points. Yep, first-person puzzling game. It seems to be the speed of what this is. I know that one person was talking about how if I end up taking to this, stuff like Myst, they'd also be really excited to see in future. So, for what it's worth, that's the closest I have to any sort of comparison in terms of, like... yours was pulled from garbage? A random HP? Yeah, so we both know the struggle. So let's see. We have these pass-throughs that I have to go through. Given this presence, we know that we're going to have to pass through to there. We know that we have to pass through both of those, and because we have to just go straight through, we can't start here. We can't start here. We can't start here. That means that this must necessarily be the starting point. As for the terminal point, I still haven't gotten that figured out. But we know that we're going to have to hit those, because if we're starting from... Basically, the conjecture regarding where we have to start is that there's things adjacent to each of the other points that have to get hit and you can't cross your path. So we're going to start from here and hit those, because we have to hit this one, which means that it has to be immediate when we come out, and this, being an adjacent one, also has to be handled. Currently, I'm leaning toward... Yeah, we can't do this one. Actually, yeah, we can use the same logic to figure out the terminal points. Because this one, you have to go through both of the adjacent pathways. Oops. You have to go through both of the adjacent pathways, which means that you can't possibly terminate there. We pass through here. Don't know what the smartest way to do this is going to be. We're just going to start by pathing there, because, basically. Here, because we have to go through here and here. I think that rules this out. Yes. I'm going to go with that. Even if it's not quite true, I'm going to run with it. We're going to take this path, which bisects those. We have to get this corner. We have to cut through here. Have to path through this. Split there, and then we can just loop around and, no. What did I miss? Did I miss anything? Is there a rule that I still don't know? Unless it has to do with... There's one other possibility for this. I actually have to... Oops. I have to refer to another puzzle a sec. Still learning the rules of the interactions between these. So let's check out this blue set again. Okay. So here's the additional rule. Area that... So the, in the Go sense, areas... Spots that contain the black stones must be separated from areas that contain the white stones. Which means that we have an additional constraint that I wasn't aware of, which... When I started doing this, it felt like there was a little bit too much wiggle room in terms of how the puzzle would go. Wow, I'm great at... So, we're still left with this is the only viable starting point, I think. So we have to keep white encompassed. How do we... Is it adequate to run it along the edge? Yeah, should be, because that would still... What are the mini black dots? Spots that I have to pass through. So this violates it because of this, which... What if I... What if I pass through... Yep, I have to pass through this way in order to section that off. Section the black stone away from the white stones. Which should then leave us... Hey! They're spoopy sounds. Oh. Can I... Okay, so... We're gonna start writing this down. So I'm gonna call this the combo lock vault. So we have hexes. So we have, let's see, 1 honeycomb. Just gonna get this roughly hashed out. I am so glad at the moment that I have engineering paper sitting right in front of me. That makes some of these quick drawings so much easier. Okay. Here we go. Getting the lines drawn in real quick. And this looks like it's going to be part of a series. You wonder if you're ever going to stop associating hexagrams with La Mulana 2. The answer is no. It might have ruined them for you forever. You will never stop. Yeah, no, the printing detail on it is nuts. I need to make sure that I have the correct thingy. So there's a path leading off there. This feels like it's going to be part of a like larger thing, so we'll have to see. And the circle's in the middle of that one. Good old dot matrix printer. Seriously. I'm also going to do the janky thing that we did with Bez initially. And partly so that I can think of this more when I'm off stream. Taking a quick pic of this on my phone. The return of the BFP? BFP being the big flippin' puzzle. It might be. That was also a really easy to unlock box. And why? So it's funny because it's supposed to be rocky ground steps, but here it sounds almost like wet rocky ground. But I know that's not the case because it's supposed to be dry. Or at least, I think. Let's keep going. So we have pink trees, and we're just gonna follow the left-hand rule. For the moment. Yeah, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna completely forget an area. That's what's gonna happen. Like, next stream, it's gonna be like, wait, what do I need to do? And it's gonna be like, there's an area that exists that I just didn't know about. So let's come over here into the what are we gonna call this? Death Valley? Maybe? I don't know. The rock formation's it's definitely a desert sandstone sort of formation in feel. They're never gonna give me a map either. So we do have cables. There's cables leading from something over here. Oh! Yeah, it's like a desert oasis pool thing. We're just seeing... Yeah, I'm gonna get so lost. So that's... Puzzle is gonna show up once we do enough things over here. I think. There's white spots on the roots. Yeah, why the hell has it taken me this long to come across this game, and how did I not know this existed previously? Wandering. What's... Oh! Symmetry! We got pots. With these detailed surfaces. It looks like the same pattern though, just recolored. That pedestal is not lowered. And this one's weirdly shaped. Wait a second. Stop ops for pot's top spot. Oh my god, that... You're ruining me. Is this still, like... Let's just start out of curiosity. Aha! We're gonna check something else out before I, like, completely go nuts on this. Because this is... Wait. They're path shapes! Hold up, hold up, hold up. So the one that just rose is the one over there. Let me pick a different one and predict. We're gonna try and get this one right here. Ha! Now, why is this important? Is this gonna be a goddamn combo lock? Oop. Well, we have to check them all for things now. What's the next one? Yeah. Mouse, please. This is awesome. I really hope this isn't a combo lock, though, because this is one that would be... This is exactly the kind of thing that I would figure out, no problem, but then have difficulty implementing just because. Also, there'd be a lot. Wait. Never mind, that's not raised. That's just the pot. I'm already loving this game. This is exactly my speed. It also is just really pretty. There's a puzzle over there. So this needs power. This power conduit comes from over there. We have a box. Aha! Symmetry. Ha! This is cute. I love this. Ooh. Yep, has to go down. The only way to get out of these areas is to go up. We can do the lateral shift. This is the only way up. This is gotta go in and then up. This is another one where we can't go to the outside. Could go up, could go in. No, can't go in because then we would collide here. So have to go up. Have to go in. Have to go out. Have to go up. Have to go out. Have to go up. Have to go in, up, out, up, in, up. You did the lateral shift. You think you know that dance? So now we have a choice of starting points. Oh, I can't oh, that's cute. So, I can't select some of these because they're covered. Is it like the electric slide? Yes, but for mathematicians. Let's try just getting a sense for whether this is possible on here. The left side is the more restrictive one here. So that's the one that I'm following with my eyes. Whoa. Am I gonna have to switch this, though? Probably. Oh god, this angle is awful. Why did I do this to myself? Hold up. And I depowered that? Yay, nay? Nay! Okay. Or hold up. If I didn't... Let's just give this a go. See if we can get this monitor. Oh god. But why though? Can't see. Okay, so that doesn't do that. You're a mathematician too? We end up with a fair number of mathematicians hanging around. But then again, yeah. There's a certain way of, like, framing problems and stuff that I find very friendly. That comes from those roots. So we got this. We got... Now. More symmetry shenanigans. Dang it, Tinsdale! They're multiplying! You're gainfully employed at the Wisconsin lottery? You're ahead of me. I'm actually working on trying to get back to grad school. Well, I say back to as if I've got my undergrad. I want to go get at least a master's and teach at the college level. But that includes, like, community college level. So, to be fair, I just teaching. Let's see. Yep. This is like rotational crap applied to a Cartesian grid that's fucked up. So let's see. We've got... Have to move here. Collide if we go there. Ah, so we have to go up to the side that I wasn't intuitively rotating towards. You think, therefore you puzzle. Yeah, you've definitely found the right place here. Okay, so we get to this one. And this one's all, like, droopy. Like, did someone melt the thing? So this is a dead end. Hold up. We're gonna try track it from down here. This one would work? No? No? Nope, that path doesn't quite work. Aha! Boom. It is melted! It is melted! Have I told... I know that I've told this story once before, but I think it was a while ago. Have I told you guys about my little brother and the soft pretzel? I promise it's relevant. There we go. Wicked Witch of the West puzzle. And if MQ hasn't heard it, that tells me that it's been a while. So, okay. I was a precocious talker. My brother was a precocious doer, if you will. So this meant things like, I would babble in sentences and paragraphs, and eventually basically started talking down to my mother, because she was so bad at baby speak. So you went from babbling in sentences to paragraphs to, bottle. Cookie. Okay. So my brother started babbling in sentences and paragraphs. Realized that my mom was not understanding it. And said, to hell with you, I'm just gonna do shit myself. So, he was impossible to childproof against. But where we get to this story is, I think it was a Saturday morning. My brother also had a knack for getting up at like 5 or 6 a.m. Like, little kids do this, and it's a terror to the rest of the world. But, he got up early one morning, and, at the time my parents had been picking up from the store these, like, microwavable soft pretzels. For all that we were from the Philly area and had perfectly good ones available from, like, less than half a mile away. So, my brother one morning gets up and he tries to make himself one. He was, I think, around 2 at the time. So, he, gets it out of the freezer, puts it on a plate, sprinkles the little bit of water and salt on it, no problem. Puts it in the microwave. My parents wake up to the smell of smoke. My dad goes, wakes up instantly, goes tearing downstairs to see my brother. Like, sitting on a stool in front of the microwave, watching the little turntable go around, and smoke is billowing out of the microwave. And there's like 96 minutes left on the timer. To make it even better. No, it wasn't just that the soft pretzel was burnt to a crisp. He put it on a plastic plate that was not microwave safe. So this was also burning plastic. As near as my parents could tell, he didn't know how long to put it in for, so put it in for 9999. Figuring that'd be good enough, right? We did have to get rid of the microwave because even after cleaning it out several times, dealing with the immediate problem of the, carbonized pretzel just melded to the burned plastic plate. If you tried to use the microwave, the entire house would start smelling like burnt plastic and pretzel. Pretzel logic, exactly. So yeah. That's what I think of when I see this melted puzzle. Because, that's about how good the... Actually, no, this looks better than the plate did when it came out. My family has some interesting stories with respect to raising my brother and I. So now we're going to try and deal with this warped mess. Is it going to be cooperative? I don't know. Yes, it's going to be cooperative. Cool. So now we have another cable. I still don't know what the deal is with this. I'm going to make a note about the pop puzzle. But yeah. My family has some great stories. So my brother is, more of a doer, right? My grandmother at one point decided to show him how to turn the car on. And, anytime they went somewhere, would let him put the keys in the ignition and turn it. Not touch the wheel otherwise or anything, but... my mom was afraid that he was going to turn into one of those news stories about a kid, driving to Blockbuster or something in the middle of the night. Right, this is how I path. There was, let's see, my cousins showed him how to turn on what they called the green wheelchair, which was, my great-uncle's, riding lawnmower that, because their property was so large, he basically used to get from place to place. And he showed my brother how to turn that on as well. And this was when he was 2 or 3 as well. So he went tearing off the moment this great uncle got off the riding lawnmower and went to do something. Griffin went tearing for it. And then another cousin showed him how to operate the tractor. This was at a family reunion. Someone else showed him how to operate the tractor. The only saving grace is that there was a weight thing that was required, so you had to be sitting on the seat and reaching a pedal in order to successfully turn it on. That was the only saving grace there. So yeah. We're heading over this way. I still love... There's a luminescence to the cherry blossoms over there, and I love it. Oh! Squiddy! Welcome on in, Squiddy. And how are you doing today? Have you been working on more squidoodles? Nah, Squiddy's an awesome Deuterino. Does some cool stuff. You know those strange Tumblr posts? He does, little doodles to illustrate some of those and stuff, hanging out with his brother and everything. It's a great time. You're the cat entering the couch. Yep, working on some squidoodles. I love that. I don't get to hang out there nearly enough. Nah, I know we're just starting a new game, The Witness, today, and having a really good time with it. So, this is another pass-through one. Wait, hold up. Gotta go this way. Gotta catch this. Gotta catch these two in the same pass. Boom. But yeah, so this is... Apparently, I knew nothing going in. This is a first-player, puzzle adventure that's awesome and pretty. So this is another one where we have limited ability to access things in. And we need to undo a lock. You'd be too bad at the puzzles to stream this? The Witness is the shitness. Nah, puzzles are my jam. I love doing them. So, let's check out down here. This desert oasis thing continues. So is this so we've run into symmetry puzzles and ones that have the pass-throughs. I think, yep, this is both. So let's see. Then we gotta get that last one. Ooh. I love how they're combining rules. I love this. So we have to get this one somehow. We also have to get that. So hold up. I need to actually think about this one slightly. So We have to get this one initially because it's adjacent to the start, which means that it must be, or no, never mind. It's not in the middle. It's in the intersection. So we can go for this. How do we do this? I can't take these intersections because I have to loop these two in the same movement. Means I think that we're gonna have to do this. No, because then I missed that one. What the heck? Am I being a stoop? Oh, learn a thing, do a thing, repeat. And now do it better. And now do it with other rules too. I love it! And they're doing this without language. Like, that's part of what's cool to me about this, is conveying this through, you know, trial and error and using these little segments to teach you rules and combined rules so that you can then go implement them. And you have to recognize what rules are in play and you have to use them. And I love this. This is so cool. And I am such a nerd. So I know that, let's see, have to get these. What if we did this? Yep, there we go. Got it. Because then we just dip around to get that, and boom. Cool. That looks like an anchor. Mm-hmm. One thing just to be aware of, since I know we have new folks hanging out. I was just about to give the memo on that, so, but thank you, MQ. Nah, so, here's the deal. With things that are blind, spoilers, speculations, theories, etc., don't go in Twitch chat. We do have a place for those over in the Discord server, though. There's a section that is spoilers and theories chat, which is exactly for stuff like this. I can't see that channel. It's marked as NSFW to prevent accidental viewing, and that's it. Yo, meep. I'm trying to get better about remembering to give that memo sooner. I'm not always succeeding, so my apologies there. Let's take a look here. We've got Dins. Yes, several of us are hanging out in there right this moment, grimacing. Oh dear. Oh dear. So, the thing that you want to do is just do a straight shot there, but we have to pass, but this is a symmetry thing. Let's call it rotational symmetry, and we also have to pass through all of these spots. So some of them are on intersections, some of them are on the straightaways. The ones that are at intersections are a little more flexible than these. Here, it implies that you must pass through this one. And here you have some flexibility as to how you achieve the pathing, at least hypothetically. In conjunction with each other is where you get the more stringent requirements. So, let's see. We go here. But this still leaves me with a problem there versus the one up top there. So, is there an easy way to resolve this? Yeah. What if we come up this way initially? No, because that still leaves this problem, and I have to leave this avenue open. Come up the side. Yep, here we go. Got it. So let's take a look at this one. Another symmetry one. We have the end points there and there, starting points at the corners. So let's start taking a look at how to path through these. Aw! Welcome on in, Cyber. It's been too damn long. How have you been? And welcome on in, everyone. We've started playing The Witness today, which is this awesome first-person puzzle game, and it's been... I'm loving this. Let's see. So we have the power cable, which is going this way. I do appreciate the power cables being color coded. It seems to suggest that there are certain, like, ones that go with certain areas. So, like, this area's color would be a teal sort of thing. Or it means that even if they're going to end up crossing, you have some sense of, like, once they light up, where they're coming from. I don't know. So, whoops. It's going pretty well. My day got off to a little bit of an interesting, rocky start, but things have been good. I just realized you haven't gotten to meet the kittens. Let me see. Okay, I have 2 very sleepy kittens. Nah, we adopted 2 kittens a couple weeks ago, and they've been absolutely awesome. So here... Oh! So we have 2 different colors of spots. Now, with the gray spots, we have to pass through each of them. Let's see. Can I reach a kitten? Can I reach a kitten? Can I reach a kitten? Oh. Come here, kitten. Come on. Hold up. I have a kitten. You've been MIA until a few days ago? Yeah, what all's new? What's been going on with you? And, this is one of the aforementioned kittens, by the way. This one is Pharaoh. His brother looks very much like him. Brother's name's Justify, and, he's a wobble kitten. He doesn't walk very well. They've been absolutely fantastic. He's not purring particularly loudly at the moment, sadly, but... Apply kitten directly to the witness. I don't know how that would go. Something tells me that my screen would get attacked. They're fascinated with the TV, by the way. You gonna chill here, or are you gonna jump down? I think you're leading towards jumping down. I may have just done myself dirt. Let's see how this goes. So we have different colors. So oh! So one of them is the color that I start on. And that means that these are going to be mutually exclusive ones. I have to pass through with the correct color. Welcome on in, Mr. Gecko. And yep, Discord is where we've got the spoiler and theory chat and stuff going on if you want to hop in. Stream time with kitten time. It's going to be a little interesting. So the one that I click on initially is blue. So the blue one has to route this way. Yellow has to get there. Does this just work? Yep. One-handed gaming, go! Ugh. This is not going to be able to last very long. Let's see, I think we have to zag around here. Catch this. Yeah. True, it's a puzzle game, not a platformer. That is my one saving grace. Oh, he might actually be gonna fall asleep on me. So, I'm gonna guess the gray ones have to get passed through by something. But it does not necessarily have to be... Oh, that was a kitten yawn. Hi. It's a kitten stream. Tell you what, I am getting the sense that you want down. There's a fuzzy blanket on a chair for you. If you'll have it. Let me see if I can do it real quick without alarming him. Where's the lever? Damn it. I can't reach the lever for raising the chair. So. He's there, I promise. Is the lever here? Oh, found the lever. That's a kitten. But yeah, MIA until a few days ago. popped on the streaming and stopped procrastinating after being away for months. Aw. I appreciate it. So what all's been new with you? Because I know we've got the kittens, Stage got a promotion, and a few other things. Mr. Gecko, your blind policy is stricter than most I've seen. You'll probably frequent the spoiler channel. You've nearly 100% this game? Aw. It's... I understand the impulse to want to talk about spoilers and stuff. Like, it makes a lot of sense, so I try to make sure that there's a good place for it. Welcome aboard. I knew nothing about this game until today other than it was strongly recommended, and it had puzzles, and I am adoring every minute of it thus far. We have to get the yellow one over there. Okay, so we're gonna use the blue to catch this one and then do that. Yep. Oh. Dang it, guys. And true, MQ does have a point with having beaten La Mulana 1 blind. And I'm working on La Mulana 2. Even found Hell Temple. Aw, you broke up, Cypher? You got lazy, quit your job. Woof. I understand the desire and want to retreat. I hope that it was restful. That's the big thing. But no, that's hard. That bites. Let's see. We know the yellows are going to have to pass through there. Blue's going to have to pass through here. We have 4 other points that are going to have to get passed through. Let's start playing with this. So if we... Yeah, that's not going to work. We do this. Yeah, we're still going to run into this problem. Because we're not going to be able to catch one of the yellows. But what if we do this? That blocks off the gray one there. So what if we do this? No, we already have one up there that can't be gotten. Oop, damn it. Let's see. Just playing around, doing silly things. Hold up, what do we know? This implies how we're gonna have to path to get to there, because we can't cross our paths. Sadly, the spikes in Hell Temple didn't respond well to puzzling skills. Yeah, worse. I still maintain that on stream at some point I am gonna turn that one pony into glue. So let's see. So this implies that we're gonna have to take this path to get here. Are there any other things that are particularly restrictive? We have the colored ones located at intersections, which means that basically we have to make a corner or a straight through there, but otherwise it's not particularly restrictive. We've got... This one's at an intersection, so it's less restrictive. The things that we need to focus on are the one which aren't color specific, but the 3 that are located on the lines, not at the intersections, are going to be the key ones that we're going to have to be careful of. Because of this being present here, I think I haven't gone through and put together a proof for it, but I'm pretty certain that we're going to have to start the blue down here, because otherwise there'd have to be some convoluted way to get the yellow all the way up there and route that way. But yeah, still doesn't work because you'd also have to cross over to get this. So if we treat it as the diagonal, roughly, in terms of... I want to do it right! Oh, and welcome on in! Nah, Jam, I really do want to do things right. I hate the feeling of brute forcing things. Crap. You're playing a puzzle game. the attempt, trying to learn it, trying to figure it out is so much the experience. I God, I can't even articulate. That's also part of what I love with math, is that it's not just a like plug things in arithmetic thing. It's I want to get a feel for how it works. I engage in the process. Math's more about how you think than it is about a strict do this then that. Like sure, yeah, you get things like proofs and things which build up to that in terms of logic and everything, but it's still all about the process of it. And even if you look at the applied side of it, it's, taking a system and systematically trying to figure out how to model it or break it down and, figure it out. Trying to figure out how, what level of description you need for it. And it's such good, toothy stuff to work with. I've been sitting here for too damn long, though, partly because of a cat and partly because of me getting off on tangents, which... Tangents? No. We know nothing about those here. In any sense of the word. So we have to pass through this. If we draw a rough... So we can cross the diagonal on things, but generally for this, we're not going to be looking to, I don't think. So draw just sort of rough diagonal. Get a sense. So we're going to end up with yellow on that side, blue on this. So what promotion did Stage get? A stressful one. He's, I forget what his job title is, but it's basically a technical manager / scrub master. So he's leading a team of folks in trying to build, out a piece of software. Seer, we don't get distracted by biochemistry. Nope, never has happened. I totally have not gone off on like a 1-hour tangent about immunobiology before. And you taught your students about tangents last week. You think they're mostly still lost? Yeah. So we need to hit that. If we just... Is it going to be this simple? No, because we still have a problem. But it's almost that simple. Nope, it's not almost that simple. Yeah, so that path restricts access to that. What if we cut this way? We still have the problem down there. Which means that we need to go... Same idea. Different implementation. Almost. There we go. Oh! And that produces a 2-color thing. Okay, that's cool. So we have the 1 cable coming in. Then you do the 2 cable solution and... Oh, let me guess. I can't walk off simple ledges. Yep. Hey, Draw. Welcome on in. How have you been doing? And yeah, there is a La Mulana too. You legit just got home from school? Okay, so I'm not completely lost. Let's take a look at this. So this is going to suggest, let's see, our target points are down here and up there. This is suggesting that we're going to end up with blue wandering all over this side and yellow wandering over here. Cool, we're good. Got this. So here, yellow's wandering over here, blue is wandering over here. You're gonna have to check it out, but you might hit it next month. Mm-hmm. Nah, La Mulana 2 I've been loving. And Draw, you finally beat the dungeon you're stuck on in Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. Yo! Congrats. I know those can get a little interesting. In that winning run, you almost had a heart attack on floor 29. So, let's see. we know that we're gonna have to send blue up here and yellow down here, which means that we have a great chance to go and snake through and pick those up. And then in the course of getting the... Okay. We're... Is it just me or is that funny colored? The yellow's all funny. And then zigzag this around to catch those. Yeah, there's a weird texture under that. Yeah, I'm not just losing my mind, am I? There's... We have 4... So there's 2 possible starts. We're gonna have, let's see, endpoints here and here. We have blue wandering around up here. Okay. So how ugly does this... Yeah, it's not just me. Are we gonna need a signal booster? Oh, right, and this path just straight up doesn't work. Got it. Yeah, it's getting, like, fainter and fainter. Please don't tell me this is timed. See, we lost the... Yeah. Crap. Oh, wrong thing. We're gonna go back a sec. Like, unless I have a way to signal boost. Is this... Right. I need to remember correct path. And now I'm forgetting my original paths. What if I'm taking insufficiently complex routes? Sounds like a Or what if it's too complex? So draw, when you entered floor 29, there were 2 Pokemon on the riverside from you. You use Heat Wave and KO one, you move forward, you see part of the second Pokemon, and oh crap, I'm dead moment. See a Pyroar, hear a loud sound effect, you see the message, Pyro used Hyper Beam. Go from 101 hit points to 2 in 1 hit. Oh my god. Yeah, that is definitely the definition of a sphincter clenching moment. So what if I have a limited signal? Let's run with this a sec. So if I have a limited signal, and what if I have to get through all of these on a limited signal pool? Or what's that? There's a thingy in the ground. the thing to note is that the spoiler policy also pertains to theories and supposition. And you didn't even have any reviver seeds? Oh my god. Yeah, the thing that's coming to mind is just making my paths more efficient. I have to take that one. I know I'm not succeeding at making this any more efficient at the moment. I'm... Not like my signal's getting any stronger. I'm not certain. We are going to leave this. I'm going to muse over this one. We're going to go with signal strength question mark with a note of Oasis. Is asking what I'm thinking loud. Absolutely. Asking for further clarification on why I'm thinking certain things is absolutely fine. That said, try to keep the questions sufficiently general. Basically, Kitty, talk more. What you doing? Nah. So my thought on this is, so we have decreasing signal strength across a selection of these. There's an array of 6 of them. We have a slightly weak but passable signal strength there. And then it keeps fading. So I was trying to... my 2 theories that I was working on initially had to deal with... these are all fine. And the signal for yellow gets sent here. Signal for yellow gets sent here. The only thing that I can think of is if the amount used here contributes to the amount of signal available over there. Yep. Basically, you got this. Mr. Gecko, you got this. Yep, no using it as a loophole around the spoiler policy. Yep. So, right now, possible suppositions include time-based thing, but that I've taken so much more time to do this that unless it is a rapid-fire ding-ding-ding-ding, that doesn't make sense, because I'm still having the signal decay by a certain point. At that point, the question goes, how to get more signal. Or how to be more efficient with the signal, if the signal is a finite resource. So, we have no yellow signal prior to this. There's, let's see, some lines of stuff running down there. But I don't know that anything leads up to that point. So, with this yellow signal, the biggest thing that's coming to mind is if we, right, this one is mostly a fixed path. Let's see. I don't know whether that'll boost signal. I think those 2 are basically fixed. So we have this going. So if it's a signal generating... Brain? Oh, right. I'm a dingus. Wait. Come on. I'm a dingus. Hold up. I forgot what my solution was. Kitty, please. I also hear sirens. Let's see. No, I have to loop this in first. What is the longest path length I can get out of this? There. I have no idea if this is going to help me, or if I'm making it worse. I don't know. It's also possible that I'm supposed to get signal. Let's see. We have a dual line here. This appears to be a dual line. Okay. Go solve something else first. Got it. We got more cable coming around here. Is this like where my starting point is? Nope, this is a terminal point. That comes from over there. Can I like walk through the water? Walk around things? Okay, hold up. Here's something. Aha! Is there any reason not to do this? Yes. So hold on, what could be giving information? Why is that lined up so perfectly with the rocks behind it? Because it has to enclose the rocks behind it. Okay, I like that one. That's clever. I like that. Y'all see it? That's freaking awesome! Oop, wrong thing. So used to escape being back in so many games. So we can't see the whole reflection in this case, which means you have to... No? Okay. Oh! I can't see the whole I was thinking of it in terms of the reflection, but the thing is there's a part of this where all I can see is the reflection down here. Yeah. I love this! Ah, so question of how to get this lined up. Okay, so now it's lining up appropriately. Where is it drawing the lines? Is that sufficient? Does it want a close match? No, that's what it's got. Clouds coming into it is weird. We got this funny shaped rock. Is there any... I have stuck in... So I can do these from a distance. Just not advised. Oh. Maybe? This is probably not it, but... Yeah, I don't expect this to be the answer, but... Especially since it's not quite vertically aligned. Too much variability there for that to be... Okay, just trying the obvious solution a sec. So we have the rock. This is still following some of the reflection rules. And all that jazz. This is what I feel like it's trying to be. Oh, damn it. I keep doing that. Looks like a dude, like, sitting there and going, feels bad, man. Let's take a look at what other entries in this series there are. There's gonna be something weirder going on with these, clearly. Or I'm just gonna have to make weird lineups. For example, doing this, like, from this angle. Wait a moment, something feels different here. Yeah, it's not a puzzle platform or a roguelike. It's weird. Welcome on in, Ent, by the way. I hope your week is off to a good start. I know, we've started playing The Witness today, and I am loving it. It is a blast. I'm just trying to figure out this. So we have the feels bad man dude, which if I get really close to, it does the, like, auto set thing. What other shapes are there around to pull from? And Random actually made it to a Monday stream? Whoa! Whoa! Yeah, welcome. And you fixed your PS4? Yo! That's awesome. I know we've been having an interesting time. So here's a fun one. While I'm mulling this over, we're gonna take a quick story moment. So, how has my weekend been? I think I mentioned to you guys that I was gonna go on a wine tour with Staged and a bunch of friends from college. The vacation as a whole was an exercise in, well, that didn't go as planned. Let's see, it started off with, so we got there to the hotel that we booked. And we discover, much to my chagrin, that I had written down the wrong date for the wine tour. It's supposed to be this coming weekend. So it's like, okay, what are we gonna do about this? And we're like, well, screw it. We're gonna take the day, like, make the most of our vacation and stuff. We ended up deciding to come back a night early. I was supposed to meet up with my mom and my little brother to have brunch, and ended up doing so a day early. We rescheduled that. Okay. So we go for that, no problem. It's like, tell you what, we're gonna go, like, apple picking, right? Well, it was rainy and silly. So we got a little damp with that. God, I can't even remember. There were like 5 other things that just didn't go as planned. There was, like, running into construction on one road because Google didn't know there was construction. Few other things. Oh yeah, dinner the first night was an interesting thing. Ruby Tuesdays was the closest thing to the hotel, and we were both tired, and it was not worth. Then we ended up going, getting some fresh apples, some apple cider that's really good. Got to pick up even some of the nice fancy sort of hard cider stuff, which was really nice. So we start going back, heading back on Saturday night, and I realized that Google is routing us. I had given up on the idea of going to a particular fish fry place that I really like. I was like, nah, we're not going to bother. You don't need to make any detours. Literally, Google was routing us straight past it. So we got to go to the Yummy Fish Fry. And I'm like, well, the other thing if I'm in central New York that I want is, like, burned dairy chocolate milk. And not the skim or 1% stuff. Like, the full fat indulgence. I've given up on that as well. As we finally get to the interstate, we come across a burned dairy. Which also tends to have gas and stuff, so... Fish fry. No, that's also a New York thing. That's also a New York thing. Like, central New York. There's more to the state of New York than New York City. But nah. And so you finished up with your chem class an hour earlier than expected, Random. Rainy basically described your day. But no. And, like, at the time, just every time something unexpected came up, Stage and I sort of both just threw up our hands and said, well, we're running with it. Because at that point, you know, things were already off the rails. Ah. No kidding. Damn, my college. I basically drove past Watertown to get there. So no, your father-in-law's up from, where I went to school. That sort of neck of the woods. But yeah, nah, it's... Nah, fish fry is like a Finger Lakes thing, too. I will insist. And random usually ends 6, but when you actually finish and leave varies a lot. I got you. I need to still figure out this puzzle. So we have some shapes of the clouds in the backgrounds, which unless that's the answer, in which case that's sort of the general shape they're... Yeah, that... Wisconsin owns it. Ah. Nah, Come on. I might need to just go to a different puzzle if it's not coming to... Okay. The kitten's knocked down a whiteboard again. I was like, please don't tell me they're, like, hurting themselves while I'm streaming. Please. Yeah, this one's not coming to me very easily. It's probably so obvious... Like, I keep doing that. Right-click. That was line puzzles, the game going for you. I'm enjoying it. This one is just not coming to me as obviously, so we're gonna... Like, unless it's what I was just noting about shape stuff, which I guess you could sort of make an argument for a couple of configurations. Yeah, no. We're gonna leave this one for the moment. So, silly reflection. It's either that or we're calling it Mulan. It's never a bad time to take a break. Nah, it's... I tend to get very stubborn with puzzles. Like, I want to do them right, but I also want to do them. So it's one thing that I have to be aware of with myself. This is... Wow. I landed in a tree. So we're gonna go... Noom. Zip back up over here. We still have this. Which is part of the one puzzle where I need another signal. I need a yellow signal from the other side. Is this the way? I do not know the way. Let's see. Oh, and then we have this stuff still. Which, oh. Never mind, I don't think we're getting a signal boost from here. Because, that leads to this puzzle, so that's how I undo the lock. Well then. Well then. Yeah, we're gonna... Did I get all the Steam achievements? I forget. Let me check. Good question. Let me see. I think we did. There was only one puzzle that we didn't get. It's not showing... Nope, I got all the Steam achievements. The only puzzle that I didn't get, and which I'm actually probably about to truly call done, I have tried the monolith puzzle. I decoded the book. I think that's a suggestion for the order of stuff. It's talking about... Like, I've gotten a significant chunk of the way through what I think is correct logic. But just none of the variations that I've been trying have done it. But otherwise, yeah, we got everything. At least that I'm aware of. Also, speaking of monoliths... Is it just me or is this humming? It is not just me. It's a little unsettling. Let's check out, this area. What are these? Rocks or shells? Or shrapnel. Shrapnel's always an option. So, I got the monolith to appear. The second half of it is what I haven't been able to solve. I have been thinking about it worse, and it feels like my logic should be right. But I feel like I'm missing a step. Also, I think I hear a staged. That is a staged. I'm sorry, everyone. The kappa and puns have arrived.
No, it's just resident sleeper. It's fine.
Oh, is it nap time?
It is nap.
They're shell rocks. You mean fossils? So, let's see. What is in the middle of all this nothing? Why do we have stuff out here? I'm seeing no cables or anything. What's this? Whoa. Can't interact with this. Huh. Puns? What are you talking about?
Guys, it's Thursday, and that means Throwback Thursday.
That whiteboard is from, I think, sometime last winter.
That's all.
So let's see. What all is the deal over here? I'm gonna have to take a closer look at this area. Wait, there's a door. There's a door. I found a door. Door, 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 door. Let me in, let me in.
Don't call me a dork.
I'll call you a dorkable.
Hmm.
Oh, I don't know these rules. I haven't learned this yet. We are gonna call this the Tetris Vault.
Button. That order.
Dear, I think you're full of it. This is going to be some interesting terrain, isn't it, to play around with and puzzle stuff. What the heck is with the little blinky things? Because this is another one of these. Wait. What?
I maintain that the cosmic religious feeling is the strongest and noblest motive for scientific research. Only those who realize the immense efforts and, above all, the devotion without which pioneer work in theoretical science cannot be achieved are able to grasp the strength of the emotion out of which alone such work, remote as it is from the immediate realities of life, can issue. What a deep conviction of the rationality of the universe, and what a yearning to understand, were it but a feeble reflection of the mind revealed in this world, Kepler and Newton must have had to enable them to spend years of solitary labor in disentangling the principles of celestial mechanics. Those whose acquaintance with scientific research is derived chiefly from its practical results easily develop a completely false notion of the mentality of the men who, surrounded by a skeptical...
One sec, guys. Boosting volume. I don't know if there's subtitles. I've been simply just trying to process.
...have shown the way to kindred spirits scattered wide...
Oh, subtitles. What do you know?
...world and through the centuries. Only one who has devoted his life to similar ends can have a vivid realization of what has inspired these men and given them the strength to remain true to their purpose in spite of countless failures. It is cosmic religious feeling that gives a man such strength. A contemporary has said, not unjustly, that in this materialistic age of ours, the serious scientific workers are the only profoundly religious people. Albert Einstein, 1930.
So... okay. We have quotes and stuff. Also, please let me know if I've turned the volume up too loud at any point. I have no idea what the deal is with all this stuff yet. Like, possibly... Actually, there was another one of those thingies by where I was before. Hold up. Also, we'll check out this thingy, I guess, at the same time. Whoa. So, the only reason I'm thinking of the one thingy... I know, thingy is such a descriptive term. Light shafts. The only reason I'm thinking of it is because, it was flashing yellow.
Formerly, you appeared to me, O Lord, as invisible by every creature because you are a hidden, infinite God. Infinity, however, is incomprehensible by every means of comprehending. Later, you appeared to me as visible by all. For a thing exists only as you see it, and it would not actually exist unless it saw you. For your vision confers being, since your vision is your essence. Thus, my God, you are equally invisible and visible. As you are invisible, as the creature is, which exists only insofar as the creature sees you, you are visible. You, therefore, my invisible God, are seen by all, and in all sight you are seen by everyone who sees. You who are invisible, who are both absolute from everything visible and infinitely super exalted, are seen in every visible thing and in every act of vision. Therefore, I must leap across this wall of invisible vision to where you are to be found. But this wall is both everything and nothing. For you, who confront as if you were both all things and nothing at all, dwell inside that high wall which no natural ability can scale by its own power. Nicholas of Cusa, 1453.
Damn. Also, there's a lady sitting on the rock. Or at least a carving of a lady. Yeah, there's a lot of questions that are coming up. I need more rules. We're gonna check out the Cherry Grove. They might be pretentious in at least some spots. But it's some interesting stuff. So hold up. There's dead tree stuff over here. Well, not dead tree, but different tree. We have something that's ruined. Certainly what I think that is. The Cherry Grove. This brings us back towards stuff that we know. So some of this is destroyed stuff. We're looking at... This looks like it would have been a foundation for a building. The ground within it is tamped down. You have the advancing... Lines here, so maybe a field? It feels more like the sectioning of a room in a building. Trees of questionable life. You might even say they need an extra life. We have birch trees over here. And the cherry trees. What do the cherry trees have? What do I see? So it's asking for a branching path. But which... Is this another surroundings one? One of the things that draws your eye in this, against the luminescence of the cherry trees, the green of this tree and the solitary apple on it. Branching paths are the same. And fitting that pink would be the cherry grove. So the apple trees are what give it. We can't see from this angle. I think I just figured out the other one. You don't, it's not always visible from the perspective from which you're viewing it when you're doing the puzzle. Oh dear. So it's also a question of whether we're viewing this from the correct side or not, and I haven't checked whether I can go to the far side for this one. But, so, the 7th branch. Oh, but it tells you which, because there's a broken branch. Oh my god, that's clever. Oh dear, indeed. This is so fucking awesome. I feel like a kid in a candy store. Oh my god. Yes. So where's... This one has... Let's see, where's the weird branch? There's the broken branch. So this one's all twisty, which means it's hard to tell. But if we go from the trunk, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the major branches... I should note this, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or no. How's it gonna... I think that's how it would do it, because it doesn't look like it's fully rotating around for this one. So we end up with... That's the broken one. There should be the right-hand one on the second thingy. I love this! Cherry trees were definitely a good place to go to. I love this. This one, where's the broken branch? The broken branch is there. So the broken branch is what gives you the frame of reference. This is supposed to be viewed from this side. Yep. Making sure that I'm correct on this. So the second one there. I think this is the one I said? Yeah! Oh my god, this is so cool! And you remember there was one other puzzle game you saw a while ago, but you forgot what it was called because subject changes are great? Was it something here or somewhere else? Okay. So now we have a barren one. 2 broken branches. There's a purple tree here, which draws the eye. No, there's three broken branches. Okay. There's one there, one there, one there. Yeah? No, there's 4 broken. Hold up. There's 1 broken up there. 1 over here, 1 over there, 1 over there. So 4. There's... Oh! The branch broke off. So which one is not supposed to be broken? I think this one? Yeah. Come on. Yes! Ah! See, this is a fantastic game for me because I get rewarded by solving puzzles. Or I get rewarded for solving puzzles with more puzzles. This is the best! So, this comes up here, I guess. Skirting around the birch trees. Someone nommed an apple. We have another sun imagery. So there were tablets over in the desert area that had this sun imagery. It was a different stream, some odd robot puzzle game, and no, it wasn't Portal. Portal is something I need to finish at some point. I also have never played Portal 2. This is... Talos Principle? I think that's on the recommended stuff for this game. I've also not played Talos Principle. I'm taking a picture of this real quick. Once again, doing the janky way. That's partly so that I can view things off stream, not on my computer, because I do a lot of thinking when I'm doing other things. We have bonsai trees, birch trees. Like another cable. X. We're making a note about X marks the spot. Antechamber is one of the ones that's on my list. I don't know if that's going to be a stream game, but that's one of the ones that's on my list. I have it. I have so many games I need to play. Let's see. We came up here. Here's the problem. Once I start solving puzzles, my sense of direction is going to go out the bloody window. Okay, so this is actually some fascinating stuff here. So you have the branching of the trees and stuff that's being studied in all these, or that's being observed in this grove. But then we have here, it looks like it's a comparison of the branching of, say, a tree to the branching of blood vessels, say, within a lung or around the heart, or the vine-like nature of it even, to the vascularization of things like of other areas of the body as well, like the head, neural stuff possibly, synaptic networks. Which means that, yeah, this is the heart. And it's in this area full of these, branches and everything. And someone ate an apple. Oh, I guess that was the hint for the one that I inferred. Because you see the broken branch next to it. And we still have this sun imagery. Can't walk off that edge. Let's go. The purple tree here keeps drawing my eye. X marks the spot. Can't jump down here. Okay. We gotta figure out how to get there from here. It's New Jersey all over again. You'd love to see stream Antechamber? And welcome on in, Susborn, by the way. It involved a lot of cursing for you. I will never claim to have a clean mouth. In fact, I do at times swear like a sailor. But half the time it's in wonder at things. And the other half the time it's because I'm threatening to melt a damn pony down into glue, and its entire family too. Actually something that I declared during a Lama Lana stream because of one pair of rooms in Hell Temple. So there's a line that I couldn't pursue further. I'm gonna leave it for now. The idea that came to me while I was in the Grove has to deal with part of what I was looking at down here. It's not the signal loss one, which I still need to figure out. It's the, how did I get down there? Brain. No. This way. Got it. It's this one. That would get over that. Do the short one. Gotta get over the tall one. Yup. So basically a lesson that I started learning here was that the rocks in the background can give you parts of things. So be aware of your environment, which is part of how I knew when I went over to the cherry grove, to the cherry blossom grove. It's part of how I knew to pay attention once I saw that it was visually noticeable to the apples. So then this is teaching the same kind of lesson. It's just that it was more obvious for me with the apples, and that is that I had noticed that there was the rocks off to the side. But I was trying to use this one, but no variation that I could think of was working. But then when I went to the cherry blossoms and paid attention to the apples in the groves, and there were ones where the solution wasn't visible from the position you're in when you solve the puzzle. That's why that came to mind. So yeah, I love this. So this also brings in some interesting questions of, like, making sure that I'm standing in the appropriate places in order to be able to read things. Let's see if this is a friendly one. Maybe? Let's see if it's gonna... Okay. So even though they're asymmetrical, I have to enclose them in a path-efficient way. But it doesn't have to be symmetrical top and bottom. Either that or the one on... Or we're dealing with broken rocks. But... So... In a path-efficient way, need to enclose the rocks. Or rather, area efficient. There we go. That's what I'm thinking of. And why? Wouldn't I have to reach the pony to melt it into glue, though? I reached it like 3 times. And I'm also gonna learn and practice. See, more sun imagery. Or at least the sunburst. It's almost floral in some ways. It reminds me actually of like half of a zinnia. If any of you have seen a zinnia. One of my favorite flowers as a kid. They're a summer sort of flower. Very bright, vibrant. They're notable because if you cut them, then you'll get multiple flowers branching off there. And that'll happen through several iterations. So, look, random. I've not killed the pony, but I will. Praise the sun, and welcome on in. But no, so we have this sunburst thing, and the reason it reminds me of zinnia is because it's a multi-tiered flower structure. Not, like, tiered, but, so instead of, like, if a little kid draws you a flower, you get 1, maybe 2 layers of petals. This is an open-faced flower that has, like, 5 or 6 tiers or something like that. Praise the fridge. But no, so we've got this motif that even though we're just one session in, and I've barely scratched the surface on all of this, is readily apparent already. So we have this. I'm gonna make sure that I make a note of the motif. So we have this sunburst motif, which also begs the question of why do we keep seeing this? Clearly, it's something that's like, you know, arc words sort of thing, or arc symbology, if you want to get into like the TV tropes style descriptions. But I'm also curious. I haven't paid attention to whether time is advancing in-game. I don't know whether the sun was ever straight above me. No, it can't have been, because I've been casting a shadow that's recognizable the whole time. Okay. Hopefully we're not dealing with day-night cycles, so. We have another one here that is out of view. Where am I looking? Let me see a sec. I'm looking for probably a set of 4 rocks. We have a long rock in the foreground there. Darn. This one's not a... No problem, random. Do what you need to do. And take care. What have I discovered about this set? You had to AFK again? It's no problem. You do what you need to do. Now, so what we've determined about this set, I'll recap. So this set's really cool. I also did the cherry blossoms, or at least got through the one where there's an apple that someone decided to cut up and eat. So, let's see. This one, I was trying to figure out what could be suggesting her. Was this the first one? Yeah, this was the first one. Trying to figure out what could be suggesting this, because there wasn't anything that was immediately apparent on the grid. So the next thing that came to mind was enclosing the rocks, because that's clearly lined up with things. So, you know, continue the trend. Here, this is obscured, and the lower portion of this reflection and this reflection are obscured, but you can use the other halves of them to infer it. Basically, it's trying to be area efficient in enclosing the rocks. Here, you're tempted to do this one, and that's what I was trying to do before. But then so we went over to the cherry trees. The cherry trees and the apples telling you which branch to pick was fantastic, but it also became apparent that you were not guaranteed to be able to view the which branch was the appropriate one from the position where you're solving the puzzle. Which then got me thinking of these rocks over there. So we came back and I did this. Yeah, it doesn't line up properly, but I basically guesstimated what those would have been in terms of their corresponding configuration. Which leads us over here. Which we're dealing with, in some cases, they're not perfectly superimposed anymore, but we're suggesting the shape that we need to enclose. And it's not necessarily symmetrical, but that's fine. Because we just need to be, we have a symmetrical path that we're following, and it needs to just enclose the rocks. So then, we come over here. Oh! A question that I don't know if I asked myself earlier. Why the heck was a palm tree chopped down? Tall, medium, chopped, medium. Tall, medium, chopped, medium. No? You sure? Okay. So apparently that's not it. Dang it. Keep doing that. That still feels like a solution to something like this. What else does that leave me? Leaves me with the view on some of these rocks over there. Which point you have to ask, you know, which ones do I need to draw upon? Could be, let's see, that was a, work this from the bottom. It was a long, medium, long question mark? I have, let me think. I have 2 height increments that I can go. Above, basically, level. I don't know. Unless I have to flip those. Let's try that. Medium, small, medium, large. So it has to be viewed from over yonder. You're expected to see that from the desert, possibly. Or perhaps it's just casting the reflection. Okay, nope, I got it. I can't articulate what I'm seeing, but I got it. So what does this do for us? I don't know. Let's go back and see if there's any indication. Still have that puzzle, which is... These make noise. So I still have this signal boost problem, which I have not worked out yet. That may be one that I need to mull over. Let's continue doing the initial exploration. We also had a line in the cherry grove that I couldn't trace. I'm in a Zen garden. That was just a weird texture thing. See what I'm talking about there? Texture weirdness. So we have the desert, which I'm not certain what to do with. I kind of That's so pretty. That's exactly my favorite bit of fall. Like, in a nutshell. There's a lot of areas. This is another one of the blocky sort of ones. Let's see if there's any indication as to these here. Can I go anywhere? I can navigate. Take a look in this area. I love this so much. Ow! Except when I get stuck on railings. Are we in the tundra suddenly? Or is this like salt wastes? The thing that's coming to the forefront in what I'm observing is the lines that are all over the structure. Like, it could just be for flavor or arbitrary, but I don't know. Let's see. What have we got? some of the detailing on some of this, for all that it's like not super, super high polygons, it's pretty, and it's almost like an impressionist take on certain aspects of this. And I love it. Impressionist in the sense of, instead of trying to completely 100% realistically represent something, you are trying to capture the essence of the thing. And I'm stuck in New Jersey again. I can't get there from here. Let's take a look. Let's get back out of here and let's get to an area lower down on this. If I can. Ow! I might just head for fall. Fall is pretty. Come down here. Or we can go to the lower chunk of this. I get distracted. Also, as a fair warning, we're not going to be able to go for too terribly much longer today. I know that I got the late start. But, I also need to make sure that we get food at a reasonable time. So, probably like another half hour-ish, give or take. Most likely give. Okay. It's a windmill. That's so cute. Ah, maybe this is what we powered before? We have to pass through each of these. It's a switch again. Oh dear. So the windmill goes a little. Let's glance at what's down here. This is not at all spoopy. Okay. I'm gonna get so lost in here. So in this we have to make sure this is sectioning off the black and the white. We're not going near the jokes on that. Hex puzzles? Let's see what's around here. That's a Tetris puzzle partly. Well, that still works. But I haven't learned thingy yet. Ah! We're about to learn. There's a theater thing. But where's all the comfy seats? Let's take a look. I found a thing in the combo lock vault before that resembles this. This would be a corollary position for this, so let's orient ourselves so that this may not be the correct thing, but we're gonna give it a go.
Well, that's no better a solution than any of the others, is it? So, in the end, have we learned anything from this look at why the world turned out the way it did? that's of any use to us in our future. Something, I think, that the key to why things change is the key to everything. How easy is it for knowledge to spread? And that in the past, the people who made change happen were the people who had that knowledge, whether they were craftsmen or kings. Today, the people who make things change, the people who have that knowledge, are the scientists and the technologists who are the true driving force of humanity. And before you say, what about the Beethovens and the Michelangelos? Let me suggest something with which you may disagree violently. That at best, the products of human emotion, art, philosophy, politics, music, literature, are interpretations of the world that tell you more about the guy who's talking than about the world he's talking about. Second-hand views of the world, made third-hand by your interpretation of them. Things like that, as opposed to this. Know what it is? It's a bunch of amino acids, the stuff that goes to build up a worm, or a geranium, or you. This stuff's easier to take, isn't it? Understandable. Got people in it.
This is getting shorter.
This.
It's a timer.
It's hard to take because it removes the reassuring touches of opinion, ideology, and leaves.
Okay, this is cool. This is cool, guys.
True about the world.
Except it's gonna suck.
And the reason why so many people.
There's a whole bunch of panels here, right?
Throwing away those crutches is because
there's vault boxes that are around with different combo locks. I'm gonna have to retrieve a bunch of these to come and put this in a certain amount of time.
More say in what happens to their life.
I don't know if there's going to be any dependence on order.
To develop their abilities to the full, they have to be helped towards that knowledge that they know exists. And by help towards that knowledge, I don't mean give everybody a computer and say help yourself. Or even start. No, I mean trying to find ways to translate the knowledge, to teach us to ask.
What does the triangle say?
See, we're on the edge of a revolution in communications technology that is going to make that more possible than ever before. Or
Number of sides I have to...
cause an explosion of knowledge
No.
that will leave those
There's direction that I'm not understanding.
paths as if you were deaf, dumb, and blind. And I don't think most people want that.
I don't have enough to know what I'm supposed to do with those yet.
But maybe a good start would be to recognize within yourself the ability to think anything, because that ability's there.
There's also this really meta commentary going on regarding, like,
And then go
look
and ask for
elsewhere.
explanations. And if you're thinking right now, what do I ask for? Ask yourself if there's anything in your life that you want to change.
So this is cool. So we're going to call this the Hex Vault. We're calling it a Hex Vault timed puzzle. There's a walkway there. I can't get in there yet because I need to unlock it. This is so cool. And that clip is from a series you highly recommend called Connections, duly noted. My notes on this are going to be almost incomprehensible. I will give that note. So, there was an X, marks the spot up there. What does this do? Does this reverse direction? 10-part BBC series from 1978. Man is James Burke. Ah, sounds good. So, is this just doing something else? We have a line going up to the same thingamajig. Perhaps I'm supposed to just figure out which way the switch is supposed to go. Because this starts the turning again. Yeah, I'm gonna be so lost here because I'm so distractible. And Seer, yep. And he's like, hey, that's a nice talk, but here's some stuff lying around that kind of seems more interesting. Look. I am always looking for more intel. Plus, I still need to know what to do with the, blocks. There's a thingy there. There's a little cube there. Can I go up things? Yes, I can go up things. And suddenly the entire stream has to go pee. The divisions between these areas are surreal. God, that's actually kind of deafening right here. How do I do this? That still sections it adequately. Yep. You gotta go. Time to go home. Aw. That means by the time you get home, we'll probably be wrapped up. So I hope your commute isn't too terrible, Dinsdale. Nah, I'm loving this. This is gonna be fantastic to keep working on. So we have Tetris blocks that I don't know what to do with, but let's just go with an idea a sec. This idea is completely daft. So I can enclose an area that looks like one of these. NBD. No big deal. But to do one for the other... We do it like this. Or no. Do it a little differently. I don't know. Okay. We're gonna leave this. So it tries to teach you as you go. And yeah, there's some bits of it that it's like, yeah, figure it out as you go. But, like, there's also spots where it's meant to teach you. I'm right now, honestly, if more of these. The monoliths are... I've broken things over here. I would ideally love to find someplace that teaches me something about those blocks. Okay, this is just downright pretty. Like, I don't even care if this is useful for puzzles. There's sticks on the ground and everything. That... Oh! Can I solve this from here? Okay, so... It is hypothetically possible. There's a yellow slab. Is there anything around that would give me hints? The only thing I'm seeing is the shadows cast. At that point, it's how to process that and turn that into... I'm gonna leave this one. We're gonna say, tree fall. Tree fall gate. There we go. Descriptive enough that I should be able to locate it again. Plus, this area is just pretty. Totally would not mind an excuse to come back here. We have panels on the ground. Why? Oh, hi. Let's see where these lead. Yeah, distractible? Me? Never. Now we're suddenly in the Pacific Northwest. Except a little less rainy. Also, quick question, since I don't know. I'm presuming this game autosaves? And if so, what's the trigger? Come on. I'm looking for... nothing... I could be better about tracing the paths of the cables, but... hold up. That's a door. At the very least, if you solve anything, that'll be autosaved. Okay. You're glad you remember the spoiler chat? You're about to ask an accidentally spoiler question. Spoiler chat helped? Nah. It's a good bunch of folks there. Oh, door closed. Okay. Trees casting a shadow. Am I not allowed to cross the shadows? Is this like step on a crack, break your mother's back? Yes, it's step on a crack, break your mother's back. Okay, so the thing that means is I just need to make sure that I wrap up right after doing a puzzle. So, step on a crack, break your mother's back. Oh, I'm in the way. Yeah! Oh dear God. This is evil. Maybe? Yes! Hey! I love how it starts off with things that are simple, and then it's like, okay, so now do it different. Whether it's moving a door, opening a door so that it's no longer casting a shadow on what you're working on, or rotating around a tree to find stuff, or, oh my god, changing where you're looking for the reference rocks for something. Which also means step on a crack, break your mother's back is gonna be, the trick to the one in the forest, I think. Possibly. Basically, so long as it doesn't give away future things. And when in doubt, we do have friendly, helpful neighborhood mods. So, what is casting shadows here? Okay, so we have the grid casting shadows. So at that point, branches that are casting these particular shadows. Okay, they're the ones that are coming across the sides. Then we have the beams going across. We're just going to confirm. Yeah, the beams are going laterally. And vertically along those. Yep, got it. No, this is trying to suss out which shadows are which. It's awesome. Now let's see, what's casting these shadows? So we have some branches laying on the thing. The curves here. Think? Yep. So we still have the branches laying on this. Yes? Yes. Which ones are which? Don't know. Don't think that this is... Yeah, it's not right. Unless this is just stupid simple. Oh my god! That one's good. I like that one. Just a little corner. Let's see, we've got... Yeah, branches again laying on the lattice. So now we have the straight chunks that are on an angle. So the angular lines are okay. Where am I even trying to get to? Are we in New Jersey again? Yeah, can't get there from here. That it? Okay, cool. Right, that's not angular. Yeah, I've got it. Dingus. Okay, let's move on. How do I do it? Around. There's a branch that's along. Sussing out where the shadows are. Challenging. So I know that I'm okay to go on that stretch. I have to be. I'm okay to go on this stretch. These are clear. That's clear. That's clear. I think that's clear. I understand completely, Gecko. Used all of this area to start. Step on a crack, break your mother's back. It's fantastic and I love it. So here the trick is trying to suss out which ones are the tree branches and which ones are the man-made structures. Because that has to be okay, because this clearly is not. And this is not. Which means that this must be. That's... The trick is trying to suss out exactly where I can do the crossover, because that's in the middle of a branch. Unless you're... No, this maybe isn't? Then would this be the crossover? Hey! So then... Well, this leads up... I loved the fact as the shadows cast on... We have another one of those flowers that I found in the other spot, so let's see. I love this. Oh my god. So now follow the path? Because there's no way to get around it. Oh my god. Yep. So now it's saying, okay, so before you step on a crack, break your mother's back. There's flowers everywhere. So now we have to follow branches. We're gonna have to see if they try to mix and match things with stuff. So if the answer is to follow as closely as possible. Damn it. does that go? Okay, so this one has one coming in and none coming out. So... trying to figure out where it's inferring. Part of the fun in this one. Theme and variation. Oh my god, this is... So now this one goes here? Here. So the question is whether I have to go exhaustive. I don't think so. Nah, I don't have to cover every indicated shadow. That's broken. So this is probably gonna give me crap. Yep. Is it trying to direct me around there? No. Is this allowed? Branching out. Nah, I see what you mean on this looking like a duck head. So let's see. So we have a broken branch there. Which means now we have to figure out rules of broken lines. So we're starting in the middle of one here. Seems to suggest doing that. You follow along here, and then you get to this question of what the bugger do you do? Unless it's... Is it counted as close enough? Oh my god, yeah, okay. I love this. I don't love always having to track down where the next thingy is. We gotta go over hill and dale, don't we? Is it over here? What do I need to do? Okay. Wait, hold up. Found the cable. Found the cable. Oh! Ah! So, the reason I'm going, oh, is because it's, opening up the gates so that you can see where you're gonna have to follow. It's funny, you have Netflix, not cable. So, it looks like there's another cable that's running to the other side. So rather than... Unless it's... So the light's coming from there. That appears to be the shadow that's being cast. Or at least where the shadow's being cast from. Question is, how much there on this... What? A big yellow block. Fair odds this gives me another piece of the hex bit. So now... I think we see a cable here. Maybe. Could also be a branch, but it looks too smooth and straight to be that. So, where is it coming from? Somewhere over here? Hey! That's a puzzle we've done. Where's this coming from? There's another cluster of these up here. Oh wait, hold up, hold up, hold up. Found another. I found another. It's partially blocked. So this is step on a crack, break your mother's back. Oh, I have to be at an angle that I can actually work this. Always better to find a puzzle you haven't done. You know, just the little things. So this is step on a crack, break your mother's back. So we get to here definitely. At this point, it's honestly such a simple thing to check the permutations. At least hypothetically. Unless this is a, like, we need to stay on the thingy. Yeah, this looks like step on a crack. There we go. That was the only other option that was available. We were down to like 3 options, basically. Hypothetical brute force. Let's see. Part of it is it's tricky with the trees that I'm looking at to see where the shadow's being cast from. So like here, I couldn't tell as clearly as with prior ones. So it feels bad, man, but this may be what I need here. What does it take to view the whole thing at once? Okay. So here we have a central node that we're starting from. This is inferred, I think. Is it going to be friendly? Nope. If we start trying to go around, we get silly things. Where's that bound to? Oh, damn it. I have a much less clear idea of what is casting the shadows for these. Makes it a lot harder. I'm wary of brute forcing because I know that that's just a recipe for like not learning something properly and getting screwed over later. So let's see. The game doesn't want me to either. So this is the thing that's naturally suggested. Unless it's saying that we can just, like, cross things willy-nilly if they're in shadow, but the game hasn't gone with that thus far. Which means that the other option is following paths that are in the shade. Or at least bordering shade. I don't know. We're gonna say, we're gonna call these puzzles, shady shit. Makes me think of some of the discussions that I see in the Hollow Knight Discord. Taking a look at some of this, because, yeah, there's continuing issues with occlusions. Like, that's about the friendliest one in the bunch. Wait a second. Load it. We get some of these structures that are popping up around them here. possible that they start having an influence. What's the solution on this one again? There was a part of it that you couldn't figure out, that you had to infer, or that you had to observe the shadows from up there. So, wait, I'm an idiot, aren't I? The shadows are being cast onto the objects that are next to it. So... You're worried about Discord chat's blood pressure? Oh no. Guys? Guys? Are you okay in there? Let me see. Nope, got it. Maybe? No. Am I connecting it wrong? So hold up. So we've got this bit, which I think corresponds to this. We've got this bit, which joins those two nicely. And we've got this segment, which does a nice job of joining that. So, if it's follow the light... Oh. Dingus. Oh. Need to... No? Am I blind? Am I blind, or do I have the memory of a goldfish? Was it this way, or was it the other way? There we go. It was that way. I'm gonna go with blind and the memory of a goldfish. So Discord chat, please no aneurysm. Okay, so now... we get this bunch of shady shit. Trying to line up the shady shit is silly. So what I'm going to do for this one, to make it a little easier on myself. So the other thing that I have to keep in mind is that these are not parallel surfaces. These are casting shadows in different ways. Because shadows are partly a function of the angle of the plane that it's hitting, in terms of your perception of them. So I just took a quick snap of that to make sure that I have that for reference when I'm sitting here, because this is another one of follow the pretty white light, or rather follow the lack of shadow. So I've got that on my phone. So there's a portion that winds up connecting with this, which I think goes down across round. So we're going to start just following this. So if it goes down, across, up to, across, up, across, and then it finds light again. Yep. Cool. We got it. Do I have shady shit here? Or is it being nice to me? We're done with shady shit? So this one has a nice obvious path there, except it gets occluded. I guess we get the question of what am I allowed to cross? Because there's also a path that would be suggested there. This is suggested. It's suggesting that I do this. No. What is it suggesting? Is there something man-made in the way? Or, oh, nope, I'm an idiot. It's being suggested there, isn't it? So, there's a shadow that extends here that would link up with this. Does that allow me to just do that? No. Or am I just being silly? Is this just meant to completely mess with me? I wouldn't put it past this game. It does a fair bit of messing around and then subverting. No, stop that. Because there's that whole link up. But that goes too far out of the way, doesn't it? And I'm seeing stuff projected on a tree over there. Is that what we're coming to? Or is that supposed to be the clue for that? Well, that's... Okay, so this is one for not yet. But that's a clue for, this one. Because 2 trees grew up in the way. That's gonna be for this. But I need to solve the others to get to this. Solving things in order? That's overrated, right? Right? So I just have to get through this one. And then I get another puzzle. And then I get another puzzle. And then another puzzle. So let's see. Is this something where it grew too big? Or is it... There's 2 trees. Let me see some. Okay. These are really finicky puzzles if they're cast off of the leaves. I just have to say. Like, heaven help you if the wind blows. Next thing you know, Inception, it was all a dream. The other option is that I need to follow the shadow. But I don't think it's that, because it's too clearly bordering things. I mean, there could be a lateral offset on the path, it's telling me, but that still is a weird thing to have. Something to that effect? Yeah, no. I mean, these are hypothetically brute forceable, but it would be a royal pain in the butt. Too obvious. I don't know. Is there anything artificial here? kitten! Yeah, kitten, you wanna come up and help? You wanna come up and help? Here. Come help. Help me think. Or at least be a Bond villain. I don't have a monologue to deliver off the top of my head, so I guess I'm not quite full Bond villain. Let's see. It's very clearly suggesting that path. Like I said, it feels too obvious and contrived, really. I don't know. Also have a purring kitten. I don't know if you guys can hear him yet. You have a fuzz on your face. You have a fuzz on your face. I'm also gonna have to comb you again. Silly. Sadly, I think we are probably actually at about the wrap-up point today. My brain is frying a little bit. I was tired this morning, and took me a bit longer than usual to get into my day, and I think that we're gonna have to call it for today. So, first of all, like, everyone who is new here, it was a pleasure having you here. As for the other troublemakers, I don't know. Nah. So, currently the Witness is our Monday game. So, I will be continuing this from pretty much exactly here, except a little bit to the left on this coming Monday. If you want to join in some of the other action that we've got going on Wednesdays, we play La Mulana 2. And on Fridays, we're actually going to be preparing for a charity stream. Cast or Die is doing an Extra Life Relay event, and I'm going to be the fifth leg of it, going from 5 to 9 p.m. Eastern on, November 3rd, the Saturday. We're going to be doing donation stuff. I'm going to be opening that up on Wednesday, and expect some more details on that later tonight. Sounds like a bunch of you have wandered over to the Discord, and gotta say, it's a pretty cool place. Besides just being a place for spoilers and discussion and stuff, it's also the source of the most up-to-date news regarding what's going on. And I'll be posting more of the information regarding donation stuff tonight. So, got that. Oh yeah, what am I doing for the Extra Life Relay? We're doing a La Mulana 1 randomizer. My first La Mulana 1 randomizer. So, that's gonna be a fun time. I need to definitely de-rust, though. Let me take a look at who all is live. Let's see who we want to share the love with. Let's see. Nah, I have a blast with this. Tell you what. I got two options for you guys, at least that I'm seeing live. Let me see if there's anyone else through other sources. Let's see. Anyone who's immediately jumping out. I don't know that I have anyone puzzle oriented to send you guys to. Is the shame. Yeah, I'm not seeing any puzzle folks, which is a real bummer. That said, I can send you guys on over to Sadly, yeah. I need to go make dinner, check if Staged is alive. Last I heard, he crashed onto the bed, and haven't heard him since. And gotta wrap up for the night. Plus, I gotta get the charity details released. Those will be released to my Discord later this evening, I think. Worst case scenario, even if I'm silly, it'll be tomorrow early in the day. On Monday. So Witness, I do weekly installments of things. So on next Monday is when we're gonna have the next installment of The Witness. And it'll probably start slightly earlier, so we have a little more time. So probably around 3 p.m. Eastern. We've also got La Mulana 2 on Wednesday, which is going to be starting about 6:45 p.m. Eastern. And on Friday, I'm going to be de-rusting with La Mulana 1. So, no, I'm. It's going to be a very long week. I am going to be itching to jump back into this, but I'll be good. So, I'm going to send you guys on over to... He's someone that we host sometimes. I'm going to send you guys over to Gracker. Gracker221. He's playing some Final Fantasy IX. He's apparently got giveaway stuff going on. He's doing another... He's doing it blind. So, same sort of no spoilers thing. So make sure to, if you want to head over there, we send our hugs and love, and I'm going to have to duck pretty much immediately, sadly. But, nah. I had a blast today. Why did I not listen to this recommendation sooner? Why? And this is going well enough that there's other games that this is opening up for me in terms of things that I would be willing to stream. So yeah, I've been talking for a while. I'm not good at shutting up. I'm really not. So before I rattle on for another, 20 minutes or so, like I do at the start of stream, we're gonna go throw that host over to Gracker. See you guys on Wednesday or Friday or next week or whenever. Just remember, keep being flippin' awesome. So, thank you guys so much. Antichamber is one of the ones on the list. End of stream rambles are an epidemic. Look, MQ. Nah. Antichamber is one of the ones that is opened up by this going well. So, nah, I tend to do a bunch of puzzle stuff, puzzle platformers as well, and some stuff with roguelikes and roguelites, for the emergent gameplay stuff. So, nah, as I said, take care, have a good night. I need to go figure out food and kick staged.